Today by giving you a thought that may seem a little backwards or opposite of how the mainstream Medicare market flows or thinks. Here's the thought. Not all Medigap rate increases are bad. Now, that's very selective. And in fact, I would go as far to say some rate increases are actually a sign of a healthy, stable, growing block of business. Let me explain what I mean. This is Ansall, probably going to be about a 5-minute Medicare minute. So when most agents or consumers see a rate increase, the immediate reaction is, this carrier's getting expensive. I better roll my block of business. Or if you're a member, I better shop around and try and find something else. This is clear that something has to be wrong with this carrier. And to be fair, there are times when that is absolutely true and absolutely correct, but it is not always. Rate increases aren't just about prices going up over time. They're really more about how well is this carrier managing their underlying block or blocks of business or pools of business. So if you take a step back with me, when a Medicare supplement carrier prices a plan, they're making a long-term assumption, right? And the assumptions are about the claims that are going to be on that open or closed pool of business, the morbidity of it, their lapse rates, their trends, and the entire block's composition. Essentially, what they're saying is that if everything behaves as expected, this block should perform at a certain level over time. And usually you're going to find that in the trend percentage when you're looking at a filing. But the reality is, blocks don't always behave perfectly. No one saw COVID coming in the Medicare sphere, right? So if we think about the different types of business that go into a Medicare supplement block, we have underwritten business, which tends to be and should be the healthiest business that you get. And then open enrollment business, which actually runs slightly worse than expected over the course of a block. And then GI business, and that absolutely runs significantly worse than underwritten business. So the mix then of a carrier's block of business matters more than people realize. So now let's transition into where the rate increases come in then. If a carrier is watching their block closely and they're adamant about forecasting what's in the market and what's to come, then they're able to see that claims might be trending slightly higher than they thought, or their mix of business is shifting, or the morbidity claims are creeping up. And then they can make measured incremental adjustments to offset high medical loss ratios. And that's really a very disciplined rate strategy. So if you see a carrier